What I eat today as a fatty. I started the day off with a bowl of cereal, had hot chocolate and 2 donuts, which I forgot to record. And on the way to run errands, I had a granola bar and these little cupcake things, which were pretty darn good. After running errands, I convinced my dad to stop by McDonald's, where I had a medium French fry and a large Diet Coke.
After eating all that stuff that she's already done, she convinced her dad to take it to McDonald's, and the dad caved in. This is where I say it's not the kid's fault, it's the parents. Today's video is a prime example of why some kids should not be on social media like this. This is the video that we'll be talking about, and as you can see on screen, it says what I eat in a day as a fatty. So what I'm asking all of you guys to do is please comment down below your thoughts as we deep dive into this specific type of content and this girl in particular who is called Sam. But I do want to stipulate in doing this, please do not directly say anything mean about the specific girl. To be honest, it's the parents where most of my critique ultimately lies, because the girl don't look that grown. She looks like kind of like one of those girls you could think could almost pass as like 10 years old or potentially 20.
What I eat today as a fatty. I started the day off with a bowl of cereal and then walked to work, and on my way to work I had a granola bar. Once I got to work, I had ice cream because I work at an ice cream shop and we can have as much as we want, which is so dangerous, and I know that. But then I was packing up my shift item to take home. I got brownies some more with Butterfinger pieces. That night we went to a Twins game where I had a hot dog with ketchup and some French fries, which were bussin'. Once I got home, I had one of those Jojo, Momo, whatever the chocolate cupcake things are, and a large Diet Coke, French fries, and a Big Mac to finish out the night.
So initially, some of those individual items, I would say is no biggie, you know what I mean? She looks kind of like a kid. She did say she works in an ice cream shop, but I don't know if it's like a small town where like even probably pretty young people can probably contribute, because she doesn't look like she's 18 plus. She definitely looks very, very young. And if you factor in her voice as well, she sounds pretty young. But in regards to what she's eating and the amount and the just all of it, it just seems way too much. Like, this is a lot of calories. It's not great as well, personally, that she referred to herself as a fatty. I understand not being hateful towards yourself, but it's almost like you're embracing it as an identity. I don't like when people say as a fat. It sounds weird, like as a fat or as a skinny. It's just not a normal way of speaking. It's like you're almost making that thing your identity when it's really not. It's just like a single attribute of what you are.
What I eat today as a fatty. I started the day off with a bowl of cereal.
If we break down what she ate, like the first thing was a bowl of cereal. I don't think that cereal is the best thing, but many people across the world, like I grew up eating cereal for breakfast, but it is just a bowl of sugar.
On my way to work, I had a granola bar. Once I got to work, I had ice cream because I work at an ice cream shop and we can have as much as we want, which is so dangerous, and I know that. But then I was packing up my shift item to take home. I got...
Bro, that take-home box is huge. But I would do the same. I ain't gonna lie, I would do the same. The problem is that when you do this consistently, say she works, I don't know, every other weekend as a kid may do, that's a lot of calories and a lot of food you're eating extra.
Brownies some more with Butterfinger pieces. That night we went to a Twins game where I had a hot dog with ketchup and some French fries, which were bussin'. Once I got home, I had one of those Jojo.
So this is where it starts getting more at the rails. Like, up until this point, I can almost see this being like almost like what kids may eat. But like, her parents let her eat all that stuff up until that point. They go to a game and have a hot dog, which I can kind of understand. Like, you go to, you know, any sort of sports event, you're gonna probably have the snacks that they have there. But then she goes home, eats brownies, and then later on, I'm pretty sure,
Momo, whatever the chocolate cupcake things are, and a large Diet Coke, French fries, and a Big Mac to finish out the night.
And the thing that makes it worse is that she has like a series doing this, like what I eat as a fatty. Like, there's a whole series of videos like this. So if this was just like a random one-off, even though I don't think that's the greatest thing for you, one-off isn't that bad. But when this becomes a consistent thing, like even if you do this once every 2 weeks, this is quite a lot of food to have in one day. And I actually came across this other channel called Strawberry Park, where they actually went through and roughly counted all the calories she ate in some of their videos.
And then I went home, had some ice cream.
Okay, that's 137.
Ben & Jerry's half-baked pint or whatever that shit is called.
Okay. She had about 7,000 calories.
And of course, on Instagram and all the social platforms, this specific series that she's doing is going viral because there is a lot of engagement from people that obviously saying, no, you shouldn't be eating like this, where are the parents at? But then you also have some people that are literally glorifying it. Like, if I show you this here, the person says, you guys are all acting like she did something to all of y'all. If it was a skinnier person eating all of that, most of you guys wouldn't say anything. You're putting her down while she's trying to embrace her beauty. No matter what size she is, be nice. That's not too much to ask. On the surface, yeah, that makes sense. However, let's be real. even if that was a skinny kid, I would still be saying, fucking hell, that's a lot of food. You know what I mean? But the problem is that some people are just being nice. They will skirt the honest truth just to try and defend people. And I understand the idea of doing that. However, it's not helpful to the individual because you are technically enabling them to continue doing this type of like content or this type of eating. The first one I showed you guys, that one got, damn, almost 250,000 people liked this post. Like it's a good thing. That's insane. But anyway, this one went viral, so she's obviously made more. This one here got 8,000 likes. And this one here is actually her responding to the hate, which I do want to talk about.
I'm not as active as most kids my age. I have learned to accept the fact that I will probably just get stares and comments for the rest of my life.
But I'll speak about that near the end of the video, because I do think there's some good wisdom in there.
Here's what I eat today as a fatty. I started the morning off with a spoonful of peanut butter, water, and a bagel with strawberry cream cheese, which are so bussin'. After that, I went to a coffee shop with my dad where
I will say, I do like the bussin'. That kind of little catchphrase she's got. She does it in all the foodie videos.
I had hot chocolate and 2 donuts, which I forgot to record. For lunch, we stopped by this food truck where I had some homemade chili and
Wait, she already said she had a hot chocolate and 2 donuts that she forgot to record. Bearing in mind, in this one here, she's being driven around by her parents. Crazy.
coleslaw, which was pretty good. And then on the way to run errands, I had a granola bar and these little cupcake things, which were pretty darn good. After running errands, I convinced my dad to stop by McDonald's, where I had a medium french fry and a large Diet Coke, which was delicious.
But yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of sad to see. She convinced her dad, after eating all that stuff that she's already done, to take it to McDonald's, and the dad caved in. This is where I say it's not the kid's fault, it's the parents. Before you even factor in her doing social media, doing that, if that was tucked away, is already terrible. But then to allow her to then film this and almost celebrate it, it's just really, really crazy work. And you have to think, what sort of parents would really allow this to go on? Because you have to know what's going to come from this. Because a lot of the comments on the videos aren't like all great, even though there are some people like saying that it's fine what she's doing, which is stupid. But there are the few dickheads that will say super mean things, and it's those individuals that no matter how tough you are as a person, when you get thousands upon thousands of people saying negative stuff about you, it will get to you, especially when you're a teenager. It's a lot of pressure.
So we have these churro fries. You might catch me on the toilet tonight.
You might catch me in the toilet tonight.
And then I went home, had some ice cream, and went to bed. Good night.
Crazy. And what I'm going to show you next is technically another reason why I say the parents just are enabling this sort of bad habits.
I bought stuff to restock my dirty soda shop in my bedroom, so let's do it.
When this first came on, I was like, what's a dirty soda shop? It's a fridge. She has a fridge which she fills with drinks in her bedroom. Like, when I saw the water, I was like, oh, that's dope. But then as I saw the fizzy drinks come into play, I was like, Jesus. So your parents, they're not even managing the amount of intake of soda you have. Even if every one of those Dr. Peppers was diet Dr. Peppers, which I don't think they are, that wouldn't help the circumstance. You shouldn't have, no kid realistically should have a fridge in their room, to be honest. And if you are going to have one, at least fill it with water, like, so you can up their intake of drinking more water. And this is one of those ones that's really hard, because in general, I'm always kind of thinking in my head, you don't want to tell people how to parent their kids, but sometimes people just aren't doing the best. And we're going to go on to how I think they're doing a terrible job when she talks about the problems that she's having with like some of the backlash. And I'm like, you shouldn't be on the internet then. So here is a snippet from the video where she's talking about the issues she's having when it comes to some of the comments that she gets. This is actually a video from Alan Roberts, I believe. A lot of people that watch some of my videos, they recommended me to watch him. I've seen his stuff casually, so I do know he exists. So for those of you who always wonder. But yeah, let's get into his response to this, and I'll go into my critique or my thoughts as well.
I've learned to accept the fact that I will probably just get stares and comments for the rest of my life. Think before you speak, because your comments could ruin someone's life.
This is more for the parents or guardians of this child or any other child that is super morbidly obese in their teens. You are abusing your children in many, many ways. You are either abusing this child with food or allowing this child to abuse themselves with food. 100% lack of parenting. This child in this video said that they have depression. Well, normally the food they eat, which is crap, causes depression, and being super morbidly obese causes depression. This child also said that comments on the internet could ruin their life. That is a sheer sign that your child should not be on the fucking internet. Get your child off the internet. Pay attention to what they're doing. If this child is telling you or telling a huge audience of people that comments could ruin their life, they are not prepared for the real world. And that is your fault also. Get them off the internet, have them eating healthy, and parent your fucking children.
I fully agree with that sentiment, to be honest. Like, it is very true, especially when it came to the social media aspect. The child is basically speaking about how the comments can basically ruin her day and make her feel bad. As a parent, this is where you have to step in and be the bad guy and tell her you can't post that content anymore. If this is going to negatively impact your mental state and how you feel on a day-to-day basis to potentially trigger more depression or more binges or more things like that, that is your job as a parent now to step in and let them be upset with you and just say, sorry, Sam, but you're not allowed to post this type of content on the internet. Post your typical normal content, but this series you're doing as What I Eat in a Fatty shouldn't be done. And for one, you should be hopefully telling her not to refer to herself as a fatty. Yeah, she's overweight and she can accept that. However, labeling yourself on the internet as a fatty, almost falling into that fat acceptance group. And they are just, without going into them too deep, they're just a despicable cult. So here is her full video talking about it.
I understand I'm fat, but you don't need to point it out. You just gave me another reason to give up and not get out of bed. I understand that I eat too much food, but people point it out, so you don't need to as well. I understand the fact that I don't work out, but that doesn't mean you need to recommend me workout videos. I understand that I'm not normal or need help, but the fact that every single person I meet either fat shames me or stares at my body is crazy. I understand my body more than you would ever think. I understand that I eat more calories in a day than I burn, and that's because I don't do sports. I'm not as active as most kids my age. I have learned to accept the fact that I will probably just get stares and comments for the rest of my life. Think before you speak, because your comments could ruin someone's life.
Man, that was heartbreaking to hear. Like, you can, it sounds messed up, but you can hear the depression in her voice. Like, she doesn't sound happy. And it's just a real shame that, well, everything she said, to be honest, to me is a clear sign that she shouldn't be on the internet, especially how she started with like the issues that she had to people commenting on her body. And yes, I do agree. You shouldn't be going on her videos going, oh my God, you're fat, stop eating this. That's not how you convey the message of what to do. But I don't think it's wrong if regular people on there just mention, say, babes, eating like this isn't the best for you. You shouldn't be doing it. For example, if she was just making regular content on the internet, like say, let's just say makeup tutorials, and then people just start randomly commenting unsolicited comments about her weight and what she should do, then I'll be like, okay, y'all need to hold up. She's not even talking about her weight. Don't just bring up out of nowhere. But when you create content and you label it as what I eat in a day as a fatty, and you're eating ridiculous amounts of junk food and like food you shouldn't be eating, in those scenarios, you cannot be surprised that people are gonna like say what they're gonna say. And if you are surprised, given the content that you make, this also is another factor saying that you should not be on the internet. And this goes to anyone out there now. If you're someone that's looking to create any sort of content on the internet, I can tell you right now, you have to have thick skin. Like, you will get hate comments. You could make the most uplifting content in the world. There's always going to be some people that are just going to be negative towards you. If you can't deal with those comments, you shouldn't be on the internet, because they can really hit deep sometimes. It's like what Gary Vee used to say in his videos. He used to say, you can't overly embrace the good comments and you can't overly embrace the bad comments. You have to be neutral to both, because once you start really letting the good comments go to your head, all it takes is one bad comment to make you feel like shit. But going back to this video here, like, yes, your words will always affect people, so be mindful of how you speak to people. However, every negative comment that she gets from here forward, after the parents knowing that she has this platform, is their fault. They should be stepping in to say, I'm sorry, kid. Like, Sam, you can't be making this content. It's not good for you. And you have to just be okay with being the bad guy.
I understand my body more than you would ever think. I have a chronic illness that set my depression back into the hole I had just gotten out of. I understand that I eat more calories in a day than I burn, and that's because I don't do sports.
And there are some that's going to fix on the fact that she mentioned she has a chronic illness, and that's what's stopping her to lose weight. Let's be real. She was honest in saying in the next sentence that she knows that she's gaining weight though because she eats too much calories and she doesn't move much, which is fine. But the thing is that her parents should at least know this. She may not because she's a kid, but it's not just about exercising and doing sports. Then again, I take that back, because she was knowledgeable to know that she does eat too much calories. But then she's also reading from a script, so I don't know if she wrote the script that she's reading from right now or her parents did. But moral of the story is, someone in that household knows that if she ate less calories and ate more proper foods throughout the day consistently, she will probably be better feeling in herself in regards to potentially losing weight, overall your mentality. Because people that are depressed, yes, there are other things probably going on in your head. However, some of the things that can definitely impact it fairly quickly is if you change the foods you eat, and if you manage to get a little bit more active, even if it's just going for walks, those sort of things clear your head, they help de-stress you. And in general, just getting away from the internet and the social media stuff probably will help her feel more relaxed and at ease and not feeling pressured by people every second. the more I watch it, the younger I think she is, especially from that speech. Yeah, the more I look at her, she's probably young. Like, she looks very, 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 very young. But anyways, I'd just like to know, what do you guys think about this topic? Like, please comment down below. I'm interested to hear what you guys say. But I want to make it absolutely clear, do not say anything negative about Sam. You know what I mean? Because I'll write for Sam. If you say something crazy about Sam, you're getting deleted. It's the parents' fault. She's a kid, and at the end of the day, everything that goes in their mouth, they pay for. Anyways, if you got this far in the video and you enjoyed the video, please hit it with a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you are brand new. And be sure to check out these videos here, because YouTube thinks you're going to love them.